All right, so welcome to the Daily Miracle class. I'm happy that you're here and that you decided to join this class. Today we do part of the beginning of chapter 30, and the lesson is I will accept atonement for myself. And that's an amazing lesson. So that's a key lesson of A Course in Miracles. Like we always, at least in this class series, we always look at the key lessons of A Course in Miracles, and we use the Urtext of A Course in Miracles. So going straight to chapter 30 and reading the introduction as our way of coming into this, coming into a meditative state. Like I said, we start with the beginning, the new beginning. And so relaxing into this, does it feel like a new beginning? Well, what is your experience? Does this feel like a new beginning? Because that's where we're actually heading off. This is where we start today, with the new beginning, and which is really great. It's like instructions for a happy day, in fact. So that's what I'm going to read to you, the introduction to that. The new beginning, chapter 30. The new beginning now becomes the focus of the curriculum. The new beginning becomes the focus of the new curriculum. The goal is clear, but now the goal is clear, right? New beginning. Free from your past, free from your ideas about yourself, and stepping into the new. The goal is clear, but now you need specific methods for attaining it. The speed by which it can be reached depends. All right, great. Okay, the new beginning. Well, let's just start over. The new beginning. That's great. Chapter 30 on page 268. The new beginning now becomes the focus of the curriculum. The goal is clear. See, and the new beginning is the new beginning. It's like starting new all the time. Like, okay, no, this so far didn't work out. Okay, here's a new beginning. Now we're going to try again. Now I can hear you. Ah, yes, suddenly I can hear you. Yes, that's incredible. There's a new beginning. See, so this is like, this is much more a new beginning than you think. And so by allowing it to be completely, totally new, anything can happen. Like all possibilities are open again. So this is the new beginning. The speed by which it can be reached depends on only this: your willingness to practice every step. Each one will help a little every time it is attempted. And together they will lead you both from dreams of judgment to forgiving dreams, and out of pain and fear. They are not new to you, but they are more ideas than rules of thought to you as yet. So now we need to practice them a while until they are the rules by which you live. We seek to make them habits now, so you will have them ready and for any need. So you see, like a beautiful example. So you enter into a classroom. You enter into an online classroom. You can't hear anything. Like you can't hear the sound. You cannot hear anyone saying anything to you. But you decide to start over again. You start a new beginning. Second time around, still does not work. But you are willing, you really want it to hear what's being said. Suddenly it happens. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I can actually hear you in what you say. So it's like, you see, like everything becomes an example of what's being written in the moment. Continuously you're being taught. If you are willing to start over again and be completely open to receive. You decide like, yes, I want to be there. I need that. I want to be there. I want to be part of this. And there you have it. So suddenly you're able to hear it. And okay, all attempts, hey, whatever you tried, it's okay. You were willing to start anew. So, and this becomes the focus now of our curriculum. So that means really like on a daily basis now we're going back to the rules of decision that I'm going to read a little bit more later. But you go back to, yes, I can start over again. Oh, I started my day so happy. It was so great. I meditated and I felt like, oh my God, what a beautiful day. And suddenly, poof, I ran into a wall. I ran into something that really was tough on me. Now what do I do? I'm not going to stay in the tough. I'm not going to stay in the misery. No, it's like the new beginning, starting right over again. It's like, okay, this is not what I want. This is not what being happy is. I'm going to start over again. I allow myself to decide again to have a happy day and start from the beginning, like a new beginning. The new beginning. It's not trying to do the old beginning. No, you try a new beginning. So in the next say 4 paragraphs that are coming up, there's a really like a rules of decision. Rules of decision is different than what you would expect it to be. See, and also here we come to the bridge to the idea of atonement, because I will accept atonement for myself is the lesson that we do today. Lesson 121, 131. I don't know exactly. I think 131. I'm not sure. I will look it up in a moment. And it's a number. So I will accept atonement for myself. Atonement, as we saw earlier, like when we started with chapters 1 and 2, in the early days of this, so to speak, we discovered that atonement actually means the undoing of you, the undoing. And the undoing of you, you can hear as something is taken away from me. It's like I'm being undone. There's nothing left of me, or something like that. You can have ideas about it like that. So that's not what the undoing is. So it's like this, you are stepping back, but the light steps forward. All the guidance and help that you actually need in every moment is going to be given to you by you allowing that to happen, by your decision to step back out of your say great ideas and great solutions to your problems or great concerns, all of that. Or we'll read more. Like I don't know exactly. I read a couple of lessons today. I don't even know which lesson says what anymore, so we're going to read lesson I will accept atonement for myself. So that's the bridge to what I'm reading here in the rules of decision. Like, okay, the new beginning becomes our focus, not anything else. Like the new beginning, this is my day, I move through it. Suddenly I'm not in this happy meditative state, and I discover that I'm struggling. I stop and I decide again to start the day anew and start all over again. It's like, okay, yeah. So that's the drill, so to speak. So I'll read the next, paragraph too, to get started with the rules of decision. So decisions are continuous. You do not always know when you are making them, but with a little practice in the ones you recognize, a set begins to form which sees you through the rest. It is not wise to let yourself become preoccupied with every step you take. The proper set, adopted consciously each time you wake, will put you well ahead. And if you find resistance strong and dedication weak, you are not ready. Do not fight yourself. Do not fight yourself. Do not fight yourself. It says in capitals. Do not fight yourself. It's not necessary. But think about the kind of day you want and tell yourself there is a way by which this very day can happen just like that. Then try again to have the day you want. The outlook starts with this. Today, I will make no decisions by myself. So what it says here in the first paragraph is this. It's like the rules for decision. You're not even aware which decisions you make. Like you miss a lot of them while you're actually deciding for something. It becomes like it's natural for you to do certain things, but it's still a decision to do them this way. Or to skip certain things is your decision. Or to, I don't know how you practice this, but you will recognize this more and more and more. You become aware that you're actually deciding continuously, what is it actually that I want? If I want a happy day and I skip my lesson, doing my lesson, I'm actually not wanting a happy day because I don't even want to stand still. So like these things is what we're talking about. You already move ahead while not even starting your day right, for instance. And you recognize this in your practice. It happens, sure. And you justify it, of course, within your own idea about yourself. So that's okay too. See, all this is allowed. It's not that you're not allowed to do this anymore. No. This is not about fighting yourself. This is about coming to the place where you actually recognize what you really want. So that is, how do I want my day? Okay, so I know that the decisions I make consciously, so the ones in which I think I'm going to choose for something that's the best for me, or that will make a happy day for me. If I do this, I will be so great, I'll love it. No, this is about, I start my day and I decide, the first decision is, I will not make any decisions myself. Like, okay. So when a decision needs to be made, it appears that way, I step back. I'm not deciding. So something else is happening. And we read that in the next paragraphs. So this is a great way to become aware of the fact that you're deciding continuously. So that's really good. It also brings you back to the idea of new beginning, where we started this class with. And the other part is you become aware that, yes, I want a happy day and I have no idea how to reach that. I try all kinds of things, but it's still a mess. Or it's still, I become angry, or this happens, or I feel unjustly treated. I'm defending myself. You name all these things that we know by now by doing these lessons. Like you defend yourself continuously, you take things personal, you do this and do that. It's like, no, that has nothing to do with a happy day. Apparently I chose for something else. Well, now I'm deciding again. I'm stepping back. I make no decisions by myself. Start anew. So in the second paragraph, B2, the outlook starts with this. Today I will make no decisions by myself. This means that you are choosing not to be the judge of what to do. But it must also mean you will not judge the situation where you will be called upon to make response. You will not judge the situation where you will be called upon to make response. For if you judge them, you have set the rules for how you should react to them. And then another answer cannot but produce confusion and uncertainty and fear. This is your major problem now. You still make up your minds and then decide to ask what you should do. You make up your mind and then you ask to what you should do. And what you here may not resolve the problem as you saw it first. This leads to fear, because it contradicts what you perceive, and so you will feel attacked, and therefore angry. With capital, therefore angry, with capitals. There are rules by which this will not happen, but it does occur at first to everyone who listens well. So it's like it's normal that you end up becoming angry in certain situations, confused, angry, and all that. You recognize that. So does it mean then that you, by every step that you consider, what am I doing? Oh, am I stepping back? Do I need to decide anything? Do I need to respond? That is not why we do these exercises. That's not where these rules are supporting you. No, that's not necessary. It says don't become preoccupied with this idea. You want to apply them well, great, but you don't need to be preoccupied with it. You use this as a support, not anything else. And that means you use them regularly. You let them come back. You try to train yourself in it, stepping back out of the situation, starting anew, and then leave it and see what happens. You know, so it's not that for every step that you take, have to say sit still for 10 minutes in order for you to know where to go. Like, that's not necessary. That is not what will work for you. So then in B3, throughout the day, at any time you think of it, so throughout the day, at any time you think of it, and have a quiet moment for reflection, tell yourself again the kind of day you want. See, this is how organic or how natural this goes. So in the day, well, you do these lessons, so you know this now. There's a certain rhythm. Suddenly you have a moment in which you have quiet. You would repeat your lesson or you do what you do. But now actually you're going to reflect for a moment, like, okay, so what kind of day do I want? Oh yes. You know, so this is like, it comes in a quiet moment. It is not by an strenuous, like a real kind of intense training or something that you do this. No, in a moment that you sit and reflect for a second, you think like, what kind of day do I want? You know, this is like, it's relaxed. It's take it easy. Yeah, take it easy. This will come to you, not by your efforts. It's about allowing that to come as your practice, as your daily ways of doing. Not to force it on you or anything. No, just it follows your rhythm. Let's say it like that. Throughout the day, at any time you think of it and have a quiet moment for reflection, tell yourself again the kind of day you want, the feelings you would have, the things you want to happen, and the feelings you would experience. You know, so this is what you can do. It's like, what kind of day do I want? What would I like to feel? And what would I like to experience? Or what do I want to happen? What things would I experience? And then you say, if I make no decisions by myself, this is the day that will be given me. How great is that? You know, how great is that? So these two procedures, practiced well, will serve to let you be directed without fear, for opposition will not first arise and then become a problem in itself. But there will still be times when you have judged already. Now the answer will provoke attack, unless you quickly straighten out your mind to want an answer that will work. Be certain this has happened. If you feel yourself to be unwilling to sit by and ask to have the answer given you, be certain this has happened. if you feel yourself to be unwilling to sit by and ask to have the answer given you, this means you have decided by yourself and cannot see the question. Now you need a quick restorative before you ask. So it's like, do this before you look at the situation. It's like, that seems like impossible, but it's not. So first you decide, I'm not going to decide by myself. Like, I make no decisions of myself. I know what day I want. And now I'm actually, allowing that to be my rhythm of the day. And in whatever situation I come up against, I'm going to use this. Like, I'm not judging this situation. I'm letting it just, play out, so to speak. I'm letting this happen. And I can still be a part of it, but I will respond in a different way. I'm not sure yet how that looks. We'll see. But one thing for sure, I want to have a happy day. I don't want to lose my focus of wanting to have a happy day. But I'm not trusting my own judgment in how to respond to what I see. If I can stay away from that, from trying to fix that situation, from trying to work it out, because I've seen this, I've proved that something needs to happen or whatever, like, no, then you're still not doing it in the right way, and you will attack or be attacked. That's just your choice then. So this asks for practice, and so don't forget the focus of the new beginning, because it's really very freeing to do it this way. So the atonement then is in fact put in practice here, which is really great. Like, this is a real instruction. What is going to have you have the day you want, and not having all kinds of accidents going on in which you lose yourself in anger or do stuff like that. Like, no, you're going to practice this. This is helping you to have a day in which you don't lose your peace of mind. This becomes your second nature. This becomes a real habit. Like, I have no idea how to look at this. I don't know how to respond to this. Yeah, I was tempted to do it this way. That's how I did it before. But hey, that's not my guide anymore. My guide is different. So I decided today not to make any decisions by myself, because I want to have a happy day in which I experience like my unity with my brother and extend my peace to everyone I meet. And in that sense, like, be part of the celebration that actually is going on. That sounds different than a regular human day, right? Yeah, absolutely. So that's wonderful. I love it. So the atonement, we'll come back to that. We come back to lesson, and I'll give you the number. Oh, 139. Wow, we're further ahead than I thought. This is on the 139th day of the year, which was a couple of weeks ago. So now it's already 161, I think, or maybe 160, because I always read one day ahead to make a recording of it. So, yeah, this is 139. I will accept atonement for myself. And so we're going to read a couple of paragraphs of this too. Let me see. I always have my little book here. Okay. So it starts at the third paragraph. I will accept atonement for myself. Oh, yeah, actually it's fun to go back to the first paragraph. Here is the end of choice. Oh my God, that's just what we read. Here's the end of choice, for here we come to a decision to accept ourselves as God created us, And what is choice except uncertainty of what we are? There's no doubt that is not rooted here. Who am I? That brings in all the conflict. If you doubt about who you are, you're in the middle of conflict. If you think you're something else than as God created you, you're in the middle of conflict, no matter how great your story is. You know. There's no doubt that is not rooted here. There's no question but reflects this one. There is no conflict that does not entail the simple question, what am I? So that's not another interesting question. And so if somebody would ask you, what are you? Who are you? Like, what are you? What on earth are you? And what would your response be? Like, what am I? Well, I am as God created me. What else can I be? That's the simple answer to the simple question. Like, I'm as God created me. I cannot suffer loss. I cannot be in pain. I cannot be sick. I cannot lose the things I love. I cannot do any of that. Because I am as God created me. This is the reality of who I am. This is what I truly am. And I'm nothing else. I cannot be something else too. So all the rest of ideas that I carry with me in my undoing process, all the things that I take on as an idea about myself, bring me in doubt and uncertainty. And I don't feel well. I'm just not feeling well if I take that as me. So if I believe that to be, if I believe that I'm, say, sickness, that I'm disaster, disease, and death, if I'm perceiving that and making that real for myself, I'm in pain. I don't know who I am then. So I'm confused about my identity. So, see, to accept yourself, so this is another thing, the first line, like, to accept yourself as who you really are, I'm as God created me, is a decision. It's a decision. I am as God created me. I have to decide to accept that. I have to accept that for myself. It is weird because I'm actually created out of love. I'm, say, the manifestation of love itself. Only now in this procedure we're in, you can call your spiritual process or your transformation, we actually have to decide again to be as we truly are. Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it? But it is necessary. That's why we do all these practices and exercises and lessons and rules for decision. Like, why would you have to rule and make a decision for any of this if you are as God created you? There would be no necessity for it. So apparently you believed yourself to be something else because you feel fear, you have symptoms of sickness, you have this, you feel depressed, you feel angry, you feel that you're in the middle of a lot of conflict, you think that you're in a world where there's war, you will think that there's sickness that really can threaten you, right? So that's why we do these exercises. That's why these decisions, rules for decisions comes up. No, that's not what I am. Oh my God, I lost it again. I really thought I was something else than what I truly am. Unbelievable. Like, it needs to be repeated. It needs to be repeated and repeated and repeated. It needs to be exercised. You need to develop new habits, in fact. Like, now you have the habit not to accept this, and now you have to develop the habit to accept this. I am as God created me. I cannot be anything else. So I decide to do that. That means that I decide not to accept any kind of so-called the other stuff. That is what is going on. And so the new I am as God created me becomes the new say, habit, the new definition of myself, with unlimited healing power. Unlimited. You can repeat that sentence. You can take that with you wherever you go. It's a different lesson that comes up in the 160 or 70 something. Like that lesson is going to be repeated throughout the book continuously. And in fact, that's the thought you can start your day with. I am as God created me. That's the same as I'm accepting atonement for myself. It is, I'm not going to make any decisions anymore. I'm going to accept myself as God created me. I'm not taking any other part anymore. And if I do take it, if I do pick it up, so to speak, I decide to start a new beginning. So then the circle is, the new circle is developing itself. So now we hop to L3 on page 358 of the Urtext manuscripts. Uncertainty about what you must be is self-deception. Uncertainty, listen well here. Uncertainty about what you must be is self-deception on a scale so vast its magnitude can hardly be conceived. To be alive and not to know yourself is to believe that you are really dead. How can you call yourself alive if you don't know who you are? To be alive and not to know yourself is to believe that you're really dead. For what is life except to be yourself? And what but you can be alive instead? What but you can be alive instead? Who is the doubter? Like, who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? Who can answer him? Like, oh, this is interesting. So, you remember that from yourself, talking to yourself and having all conversations with yourself? Like an inner conversation with yourself. Oh, yeah, what shall I do? Shall I do this? I don't know. Am I really going to do this? This inner conversation, you recognize that for yourself. Suddenly you're talking to yourself and you raise questions to yourself. Shall I do this? I don't know. So you answered yourself too. Like, what is that? It's interesting, isn't it? So it's human behavior. That's what it is. It's human behavior. And human behavior is behavior that's actually connected to an idea that you don't know who you are and actually are okay with that. So you can say also, like, to stay or to be in a human setup, in a human frame of reference, is really like you're dead. You're in a coma, so to speak. You're in a coma. You dream of life, but you're not alive. You're literally in a dream. A dream of death, then. Who is the doubter? What is it he doubts? Whom does he question? And who can answer him? So, what is life except to be yourself? That's a great one. Let me see. Oh yeah, so here, L4. He merely states that he is not himself and therefore, being something else, becomes a questioner of what that something else is. Yet he could never be alive at all unless he knew the answer. If he asks as if he did not know, it merely shows he does not want to be the thing he is. He has accepted it because he lives, has judged against it and denied its worth, and has decided that he does not know the only certainty by which he lives. Wow. He merely states that he is not himself and therefore something else. So remember that. When you give a definition of yourself in terms of, oh, I'm this, I'm that, I'm feeling like this, I'm feeling like that, I don't know, I'm doubting about everything, I'm not certain at all, So if you take that, you don't know who you are. You're like drifting somewhere on a superficial level of yourself, like circling around in misery, and forgot about who you are, and are drifting away. Like if you don't pick up a new beginning for yourself in that moment, then where are you? You're nowhere. You're really nowhere. So this is what comes back here then. So it's the end of choice, really. It's your acceptance of the idea that you are as God created you. And that is your atonement. Like this is where you accept the atonement. I'm not what I think myself to be. I'm not my ideas about myself. No, what is real about me is what created me. And I'm the extension of that. And the great part of it is you get a different experience of it. Because like your experience of yourself is completely connected to what you are thinking about yourself. If you accept this idea of I'm as God created me, suddenly there's space in your mind and you feel your connectedness. Slowly but certainly it will open up and becomes an experience of you, because you literally start to accept this. You let this sink into your whole system. So your body changes. It's a physical resurrection. Like your body changes. Suddenly you feel more alive. And that's so much better than any definition I ever gave myself. I'm so happy to have found this. So your joy increases and becomes like ecstatic in a certain sense. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe it. How is this possible? It works so much better than I think. These lessons and these rules for decision work so much better than you think. Give it a try. You will be amazed. If you want to stay in misery, you shouldn't try this. This is the other way of saying it. If you want to stay in misery, forget about this. Don't even try. If you want something else, this is the place to go. And the highway to your happiness. Just follow the rules. Follow these instructions. Forget about any idea that you hold about yourself. Accept atonement for yourself by not knowing anything, how anything should look, but having accepted that you are as God created you. So this is really like the bottom line of this lesson. See in my big book, if I so there's couple more, like L6 and 7 I want to bring into. I don't know if we have time for that, but yes, I think so. Atonement, L6. Atonement remedies the strange idea that it is possible. This is the remedy. The atonement is the remedy to the strange idea that it is possible to doubt yourself and to be unsure of what you really are. This is the depth of madness. But see, the atonement is your remedy against this strange idea. So, developing a new habit then is also recognizing the craziness of the old habit. Like I did this, I had this practice for myself, but it's insane. I can no longer do that. Now I know better. I accept this, to do it this way. I know better now. So I can see my old ways didn't work at all and would never have worked. And I'm going to let them go. Yet is the universal question of the world. This madness. It is possible to doubt yourself and to be unsure of what you really are. This is the depth of madness. Yet it is the universal question of the world. What does this prove except the world is mad? Why share its madness in the sad belief that what is universal here is true? Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place where those whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. Wow, that's quite a definition of the world. Nothing the world believes is true. It is a place whose purpose is to be a home where those who claim they do not know themselves can come to question what it is they are. I love that. And they will come again until the time atonement is accepted, and they learn it is impossible to doubt yourself and not to be aware of what you are. Only acceptance can be asked of you, for what you are is certain. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. It is so far beyond all doubt and question that to ask what it must be is all the proof you need to show that what you believe, the contradiction, that you know not what you cannot fail to know. Yeah, did you get that last sentence? Well, for sure I will do it again. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. See, the certainty of who you are is already in you, is completely in you, like that is there. So there's no question about that. So the only question or the only action that you have to take then is to accept that your certainty is there and that you can completely rely on it, that there literally is nothing else you can rely on. So, okay, so the next sentence. Now we're here at the, say, complicated sentence. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. Yes, it is so far beyond all doubt and question that to ask what it must be is all the proof you need to show that you believe the contradiction, that you know not what you cannot fail to know. It goes beyond your question. You know, it goes beyond question, literally. Like this goes beyond your question. Only acceptance can be asked of you, for what you are is certain. It is set forever in the holy mind of God and in your own. It is beyond question. So this is, I love it when I say it like this, because then actually you feel like, oh yeah, I'm going to lay myself down in this. Like it's beyond question what I am. So all my questions that I have about it, I'll let them be. I'm not doing anything with them. So I only return to this place of the new beginning, of the new, like I am as God created me. I stay right here and let what is true show me what it is. Continuously come back to it all the time, taking that with me wherever I go. When I forget, I'll be still and remember that again. Always coming back to this. Suddenly something happens to you. It's like, I come into the acceptance of this. I can feel it now. It's right here with me. This is so great. It's unbelievable, the gift that is given me by not doing anything. Letting this effortlessly come to me. Like so without effort. The only thing that's happening, giving myself time to accept this. No, those crazy ideas, I'm letting them go. No, I have nothing to do with that. No human, no worldly idea can define me. No, the world does not know of this at all, and it doesn't need to know. It is my certainty that what I am is already completely certain in me. It is my decision to let that come into my awareness. See, and that is the practice. So, great lesson. Thank you for listening. And I'm really happy that I could share this. This is amazing to me. So thank you for that, and see you soon.